Hi guys, welcome back to the episode of DB Cars, and today's episode I'll be reviewing GetGo Hyundai Kona EV. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is the Hyundai Kona EV from GetGo itself. So before you guys comment in the section down right below that I've already reviewed a Kona EV. Yes, I have definitely reviewed the Kona EV already, but this is not your ordinary Kona EV. This is the first generation pre-facelift Hyundai Kona from Hyundai itself. So basically this is how it looked like originally before Hyundai or Hyundai made some minor changes to the car itself. So basically from the outside, as you guys can see right here itself, so basically this is how it looks like originally before. I think they decided to do, if I'm not wrong, there's some changes to the car itself. I can't remember for the front what are the changes, but I will probably put on the screen right here what are the changes that they did to the car. But one thing I definitely know that they changed for the car is the charging flag, which is right here itself. So basically to access the structure of the charging flag is different from the facelifted one. So that's one thing itself. So yeah, let me see if I could do the so I should be able to do that. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike from that. Yeah, so as you guys can see, this is basically this structure of this is different from the facelifted one itself, and this thing right here is just the same as the updated one, so there's really any changes to that itself. So yeah, but and that is one part they changed for. Just on the outside they changed for the facelifted one itself. But moving on to some of the other things they changed is, one thing is the rims. They changed the rims itself. But the third thing which I noticed from the outside they changed is this bottom part right here, which is the reversing light as well as your indicators itself. So basically, as you guys can see on the non-facelift, the pre-facelift one, it is like a normal convention bulb itself, where on the facelifted one, if you guys notice very clearly itself, or if you do like pay attention to the details itself, they changed this to an LED, so it look much more nicer itself. Plus there isn't really any red strip around this part here. It's just mainly one big turn signal, and as well as your reversing light right at the bottom, right at either side itself. So yeah, but oh yeah, in terms of damage wise, this car so far is what I'm walking around, there isn't really any obvious damage other than it being extremely dirty, as you guys can see itself. But overall car condition wise, actually is quite good. This car is almost 350,000 kilometers under its belt, which is quite insane, and I think the battery is still kind of holding up itself. So yeah, and if anyone's wondering, this is a 2019 car because of the first three letters of the year that was registered in. So if you guys are looking for the pre-facelift one, what I know, it is basically you have to look out for the SMK, or basically SMK or SM. Basically just the first two letters are the year that is being registered under itself. So yeah, but damages wise, there isn't really any obvious damage that I noticed from the car itself. From the external side, internal side can't really see because it's quite hidden itself. But the changes that this Kona has, that the the facelift one has, I already run through you guys, which is the indicators right here, the rims, as well as the front of the car, which is mainly the grille itself, which they changed itself. So oh yeah, and also if anyone's wondering, the structure of it is almost, basically the front of it is almost similar to the pre-facelift Ioniq itself. So basically this Kona and the pre-facelift Ioniq almost share the same platform itself, where it was being built in late 2018 around there. So yeah, but trunk space wise, there isn't really right now I'll be showing just the trunk space itself. So trunk space, same thing, nothing much has changed from it, so don't really have to go too in depth about it itself. So yeah, but in terms of what you get, just that, and maybe a spare tire right below. Yeah, that's probably it for that. So yeah, but you do get some hooks to hook down your stuff if you want to itself. So yeah, and that is probably it for the trunk space as well as the outside of the car. Now let me just, oh yeah, and if you're wondering how to close it, just this lever right here itself. So yeah, and then let me just show you guys the rear seat of the car right now. Alright then, now let me just show you guys the rear seat of the vehicle itself. So basically in the rear of the car, nothing much has changed other than maybe some rubbish you get in the vehicle itself. But the rear itself is still basically the same Hyundai. It's basically the same as the facelifted one itself, because they didn't really change much other than maybe the front, which I'll show you guys much later on. But in the rear itself, if I remember correctly, there isn't really much changes that Hyundai did to the facelifted one itself, so probably I won't get in. But in the rear, you basically get a storage net on either side, so you guys can see, to put your stuff, as well as some storage pocket right here, right down below the speaker itself, as well as maybe right here to put your stuff, your window switches, and your door release handle itself. So yeah, and that's probably it itself. Oh yeah, you get some center lighting as well as a center armrest to put your rest your arm on itself. So yeah, and that's probably it for the rear itself. So yeah, now let me just show you guys the front of the car itself. So looking at the front itself isn't a big problem, because usually the doors open to quite wide, so there's a plus point for that. As well as, if I'm not wrong, the seats are also different, because they move away from the manually adjusted seat to the if I'm not wrong, should be the electronic adjusted seat that comes with the facelifted one itself. But I could be wrong as well. But yeah, I could be wrong. But either way, usually I think both the facelift, and if I'm wrong, then probably both the facelift and non-facelift has just manually adjusted seat, but maybe a different kind of seat. I don't know. I could be wrong itself, but probably I'll have to back that up with my theory later on itself. So yeah, but let me just jump straight into the vehicle itself, and basically this is how it looks like for the pre-facelift itself. So one thing straight at the back I noticed is the gauge are completely different itself. So I mean, sorry, not gauge, the dashboard is somewhat different, but at the same time also the center part is the same. That is basically I would say right down below the infotainment downwards is the same that they carry forward to their facelift. This, I think they did some minor touch up or changes to it, as well as the event on either side, which they as well change it as well. So yeah, storage space still the same as the regular the facelifted Kona. Love same as here. Basically nothing much change other than this, the top part of the dashboard right here. This down part is still the same as what I remember itself. So yeah, probably I'll just go ahead and start up the car itself for you guys to take a look. But before I do that, you got your window switches right here, which are still the same as the facelift, as well as right down below here. Right down below here, I think the only few functions that they remove, I would say probably should be this button right here, which I have no idea what it does. So I think this is the only thing that they remove, but probably I have to research more about this, what this does itself. So yeah, but and that most of the function I know still remain the same itself. So yeah, other than that, let me just turn on the car itself. So to turn on the vehicle, it's still very simple itself. Just pull on the brake itself and just press the start button, and the vehicle will turn on the lights. So yeah, so right now the vehicle is on itself. So main thing I'll show you guys right now is the infotainment screen itself. So infotainment screen itself is I would say it's the same as well, just that like what I mentioned earlier on, just the outer button they change itself. But this I won't go too much, but you guys can just, it's basically a touch screen, and you can just touch on the screenshot to find out more about it itself. I think for this iteration of the Kona itself, the EV, you have to plug it into the USB port right there in order to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto itself. So this could be related to the Hyundai Tucson, which I've already reviewed, and the video should be out by then. So there is one car, there's another car that has the wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto itself. I think it's also the same thing for the i30 wagon itself. So yeah, but the main thing I'll tell you guys is right here itself, which is the main big difference that Hyundai changed for their facelift version itself. So basically, as you guys can see, this is the first iteration of the gauge itself for the EV itself. So basically on the left hand left and right hand side itself, you got your left hand side, basically you got your rear counter, and your right hand side is your battery meter itself. So basically this is, I think this was carried forward towards the Ioniq facelift, but it was not, I don't think it was carried forward for the Kona facelift itself. But in the center you got your speedo itself, which eventually for the Kona facelift they decided to just do a full screen itself to make it much more nicer, which in my opinion I think it look much better than the regular, than this screen right here itself. But I will just proud Hyundai for the effort for doing it, but overall still look nice, as in the center you just got range to empty, your side you got your tire pressure, your TPMS, and your mileage that this car has done right at the bottom itself. So yeah, to cycle through the function, just this button right here, which is the same. So basically just cycle through itself, and you can see the changes right there itself. And yeah, basically there's only 3 things you can cycle through. Then there's this down button, you can do more for more information itself. So yeah, one thing I don't think this car does show is like the battery health itself. So there's a downside for this, but to select, just press OK, and you're able to just select the various functions on this car itself. But other than that, that is probably it for that. So basically the only thing you're able to adjust is this screen right here. Unfortunately you're not able to adjust the screen in the center, if I'm not wrong. You're not able to adjust anything itself, so mainly just the screen in the center, and in the on the right hand side, and the center is just your range to empty itself. So yeah, but overall in terms of design wise, like what I mentioned already, the center part is still the same. The only thing they changed is, I think, the dashboard. They changed it to look slightly nicer and more, I think, make it I think the only thing they changed for the facelift is basically on the outside, which there's some minor changes on the outside. Interior, for the inside, right, they just mainly just change the dash and maybe if the infotainment still a better look itself lah. So yeah, plus you also get a different style air vent itself on either side of the driver and passenger side, as well as that. But overall, steering wise, still look the same as what I remember from the facelift third Kona. Yeah, basically the stocks also are still the same itself lah. So yeah, same goes for the sun visors, light switch on either side itself, still the same, which as of what I remember from the Kona EV facelift that I reviewed itself. Same for the drive mode itself. So basically drive mode, this is basically in sports, eco, and comfort itself. So basically if you want to, there's technically an eco plus, which you have to hold on the drive mode right here itself, hold on that, and it'll go to eco plus itself. So let me see, I can show you guys that again. So basically changing to the drive mode, you also get different look of the vehicle itself. Somehow it's not the Kona, which is a little bit weird, but once you go to eco plus, by holding it, it'll just tell you that there's some restriction on it itself. So yeah, alright then, let me just show you guys I think one more feature which I missed out, which is the the regen function of the car itself. So basically, if you guys can see, there's pedal shifter on either side. So basically, let me just put in drive mode itself. So once in drive mode itself, you're able to see the regen function right there itself. So basically, if I were to select the pedal shifter, you're able to see the different regen that it has. I think for the the facelifted one, they don't really show that itself. It's not really that obvious. It's like you can see it's like maybe right down below the screen itself when the car is moving. Then you're when the car is moving, you're able to see the regen function, but not really that obvious like that itself lah. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is, if you're wondering how the reversing camera looks like, this is how it looks like. I won't say it's the best, but it's definitely slightly better than it's better than it is improved on the facelifted one itself. Plus, if you guys can notice, actually when you reverse also, there's also the reversing sound to indicate, tell people that the car is reversing itself lah. So yeah, but other than that, that is probably it for this video itself. If you guys enjoy the video, do click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and see 2 other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video.